Be me. 34F, CEO and founder of Blushwave Strategies, boutique marketing agency. Office rent is $65,000 a month. Exposed brick and floor-to-ceiling windows. Gender-neutral bathrooms. I drive a matte black Range Rover, electric conversion obviously. Start every morning with a $22 adaptogenic mushroom latte and a cryotherapy session. I am the picture of modern progressive success. Graduated magna cum laude from Brown, MBA from Wharton, featured in 30 under 30 lists for redefining corporate matriarchy. I genuinely believe I am a visionary, leading a crusade against the toxicity of the traditional workplace. Run a team of about 80 people. Hiring strategy is strictly culture ad over skill ad. Demographics 70% female non-binary, 30% male. The men are kept in the basement. Figuratively, though the dev pit has fewer windows. IT, finance, back-end dev, and a few sales guys who survive on commission. I view them as necessary infrastructure, like the HVAC system, essential for operations, but loud, clunky, and best kept out of sight. Lately, however, the HVAC has been making noise. I can sense a shift in the energy, a subtle undercurrent of resistance. It's not open rebellion, it's worse. It's logic. Tuesday morning, strategy sync for GaiaFlow, a new menstrual cup startup. Client wants a campaign that screams revolution. Maya, head of creative, 24, brilliant but fragile, communicates mostly in mood boards, is presenting. She's pitching an idea about reclaiming the oceanic tides of the womb. It involves a 3-minute video of waves crashing against a cliff while a woman screams silently. I love it. It's visceral, it's raw, it's brave. I'm nodding along, feeling the synergy. Then Greg raises his hand. Greg is the lead data analyst, mid-30s, wears polo shirts, drives a Camry, eats ham sandwiches for lunch. The embodiment of the patriarchy's mediocrity. Yes, Greg, I ask, trying to keep the annoyance out of my voice. I've run the numbers on the focus group data for similar abstract campaigns, he says, voice flat, devoid of soul. The engagement metrics for screaming imagery are historically low in this demographic. Focus groups responded 40% better to clear diagrams showing leak protection and comfort. They want to know if it works, not if it connects to the ocean. Silence in the room. Maya looks like she's been physically struck. She shrinks into her oversized cardigan. I thought the emotion was the point, she whispers. I feel the heat rising in my neck. It's not just the data. It's the way he used facts to bulldoze over her lived artistic expression. It's the violence of objectivity. Greg, I say, leaning forward, power pose activated. We are not selling plastic cups. We are selling liberation. Your spreadsheet cannot quantify the spirit of the revolution. Please, mute yourself. Let the women hold the space. He blinks. That blank, confused stare men give when you shatter their worldview. But the client KPI. I set the KPIs. I snap. Regret the tone immediately. It wasn't mindful, but he forced my hand. Just stop. Rest of the week, I'm hyper-vigilant. I start seeing these microaggressions everywhere. It's like taking the red pill, but for feminism. I see David hold a door open for Jessica. Junior designer. Benevolent sexism, implying she's physically incapable of operating a hinge. I see Marcus, CFO, correcting a typo in a budget email sent by Sophie. Intern, Sophie looked humiliated. He didn't even use a compliment sandwich. Just, this is wrong, please fix. Direct, abrasive, masculine communication style. I realize the problem isn't individual bad actors, it's the operating system. The corporate world was built by men, for men. Efficiency, directness, hierarchy. These are tools of oppression. I need to rewrite the code. I need to patch the system. Spend the weekend at my vineyard estate in Napa, sitting by the fire pit, sipping organic wine. I have an epiphany. Corporate policy is just a social contract, and contracts can be rewritten. I open my MacBook Pro, start drafting a new document. Title the Interpersonal Equity and Respect Agreement, IERA. It flows out of me like divine inspiration. Clause 1. The right to emotional safety. Emotional comfort takes precedence over factual correctness in all collaborative environments. Clause 2. The non-interruption mandate. Male employees must observe a strict yield policy. If a female employee is speaking, absolute silence is required until she verbally relinquishes the floor. Clause 3. The impact over intent doctrine. A male employee's intentions are irrelevant. If a female employee feels disrespected, the disrespect has occurred as a matter of fact. Clause 4. Affirmative listening protocols. Mandatory 3-second pause before a male employee responds to a female colleague to ensure he has fully processed her contribution. Clause 5. Collaborative prioritization. In any decision-making deadlock, the female perspective is the default tiebreaker to correct historical power imbalances. Clause 6. The soft space mandate. Male employees must modulate vocal volume and body language to be non-threatening. No crossing arms, no sudden movements. Clause 7. Waiver of external arbitration. To foster a family environment, all disputes arising from this contract will be settled internally by the CEO. Signatories waive the right to external legal or labor board intervention. I read it back. It's a masterpiece. It's radical. It's bold. It's necessary. I feel like a founding father, but a mother. Monday morning, sunlight streaming through the reclaimed wood rafters. I feel electric. Call Karen, HR director, into my office. Karen is 52, exhausted, pragmatic, usually tries to talk me out of my visions. I hand her the draft. Print this. 1 copy for every male employee. Mandatory meeting at 2 p.m. Karen reads it. Her eyes get wider with every line. She adjusts her glasses, hands shaking slightly. Ava, she says slowly. This is extremely comprehensive. Clause 7. Waiving arbitration rights. And Clause 2. Specifically targeting men. This effectively creates 2 classes of employees. Legal is going to have a heart attack. This violates about 12 sections of the California Labor Code. I laugh. A light, airy, confident laugh. Karen, you're thinking in the old paradigm. Laws were written by men to protect men. We are a private company. California is an at-will employment state. If they don't like the culture we are building, they are free to leave. I am not firing them. I am asking them to commit. Just print it. That's an order. Karen hesitates, looks at me, looks at the door. I really think we should consult. Karen, do I need to find an HR director who aligns with my vision? She goes pale. No, Ava. I'll print them. 2 p.m. The sanctuary. Our main conference room, beanbags only, no table. 25 men file in, ranging from Toby, 20-year-old summer intern, eager, terrified, needs this credit to graduate, to Marcus, 55-year-old CFO, tired, just wants to do his job. The vibe is confused, anxious. They are whispering. Is this layoffs? Did the Gaia Flow account tank? I enter. Wearing an all-white linen suit, holding a selenite crystal wand. Stand in the center of the circle. Gentlemen, I begin, voice calm and commanding. Blushwave is evolving. We have tolerated a culture of subtle aggression for too long. Mansplaining, gaslighting, emotional negligence, the tyranny of logic over human connection. It ends today. Karen passes out the thick, stapled documents. I watch them read. The reaction is delicious. Greg's jaw literally drops. David turns a deep shade of red. Marcus puts on his reading glasses, frowns, flips pages rapidly. Ava, Marcus says, looking up over his glasses. Is this a joke? Clause 12. Mandatory apology sessions. Any perceived slight must be rectified with a formal public apology. I manage a finance team. I have to reject expense reports daily. Am I supposed to apologize for doing my job? If the rejection is done without empathy, Marcus, yes, I say. It's not about what you do, it's how you do it. Tone is violence. David speaks up, voice shaking. Clause 4. I have to count to 3 before I answer a question. To ensure you aren't interrupting the thought process of your female colleagues, I explain. It's called active listening, David. You should try it. Silence. Tense, heavy, suffocating silence. Greg raises his hand, actually raises his hand like a schoolboy. Yes, Greg. Clause 15, he reads. Waiver of right to report gender-based disciplinary action to external bodies. Ava, This is asking us to sign away our civil rights. It's illegal. I harden my gaze, step closer to him. It is asking you to commit to the family. We handle our issues in-house. If you have a problem with prioritizing women's safety, Greg, maybe you don't belong at Blushwave. The door is open. But if you stay, you sign. Deadline is 3 p.m. I leave the room, let them stew. Go to my office, watch on the security camera feed. They are arguing. Marcus is shaking his head, pointing at the paper. She's lost her mind. I see him mouth. David looks ready to punch a wall. Toxic masculinity on display. Toby looks like he's going to vomit. Toby is the weak link. He's young, broke, desperate. I watch Toby pick up the pen first. Once the kid folds, the dominoes fall. Greg signs. He has a baby on the way. Needs the health insurance. David signs. Mortgage. Alimony. Marcus holds out the longest. He stares at the paper for 10 minutes. Then he pulls out a Mont Blanc pen. Signs with a flourish. Looks directly at the security camera. Almost like he knows I'm watching. Chills. But I won. Karen brings me the stack of signed contracts. I lock them in my safe. History made, I whisper to my dog. First week. The office is transformed. It's quiet, like library quiet. The frantic energy of the sales pit is gone. The loud arguments in the dev corner about spaghetti code are gone. I walk through the aisles, smile at the men. They don't smile back. They look down, avoid eye contact, submissive, respectful. I love it. Productivity seems different. Meetings are longer, softer. Wednesday status sync. Maya is pitching a new idea for Gaia Flow. She's rambling a bit, going on a tangent about the lunar cycle and heavy metal toxicity. Usually, Marcus would cut in with budget constraints. Marcus is sitting perfectly still, hands folded on the table, staring at a spot on the wall. Maya talks for 20 minutes straight. She finally stops. So, thoughts? She asks. Silence. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I check my watch. Good adherence to clause 4. Marcus speaks. Thank you for sharing your truth, Maya, he says, voice monotone, face blank. It sounds very expensive, but if that is the direction the creative spirit dictates, finance will not block the flow. Maya beams. OMG, thank you, Marcus. I feel so supported right now. I frown slightly. Marcus didn't push back on the budget. We are tight on Q3 budget, but he's following the protocol. Collaborative prioritization, I remind myself. The female vision leads. This is what I wanted. This is progress. The malicious compliance begins. Phase 1. The machine. Week 2. I'm in the break room, struggling with the $12,000 Italian espresso machine. It's blinking an error code pressure valve. Greg walks in. He knows how to fix it. He's the only one who bothers to read the manual. He sees me struggling, steam hissing in my face. Stops, pours himself a glass of tap water, turns to leave. Greg, I say. He stops. Yes, Ava? Do you know how to fix this? Yes. Can you fix it? Clause 9, he says, voiced like a robot. Men shall not assume competence over women in technical tasks unless explicitly asked, to avoid the dynamic of the savior complexes. I assumed you were exploring the machine's functionality on your own terms. I didn't want to mansplain the steam one to you. I grit my teeth, vein in my forehead throbs. I am asking you now. Fix it. Is that a formal request for assistance? Yes. Okay. He steps forward, twists one knob. Hissing stops. Takes 2 seconds. Done. I hope I didn't encroach on your space. He leaves. I stand there, fuming. He's following the rules, but he's doing it at me. It feels aggressive, but I can't punish him for obeying. I drink my coffee. It tastes bitter. Phase 2, the server crash. Week 3, crisis strikes. Our server cluster goes down. The main website for our biggest client, Omnicorp, is 404ing. This is a disaster. Every minute is thousands of dollars lost. I rush to the IT pit. It's dark. The guys are sitting there, screens black. Greg, Toby, and the lead dev, Sam. They are just sitting, drinking LaCroix. Why is the site down? I scream. Server crash, Sam says calmly. Reboot it. Reroute the traffic. We can't, Sam says. Why the hell not? The reboot protocol requires root access, Sam says, and the new security protocol you signed last week, Clause 11, states that any action that alters the fundamental state of the shared digital environment must be approved by a female leadership member to prevent unilateral male decision-making. We sent a ticket to Karen. Karen is at yoga, I yell. We are waiting for approval, Sam says, shrugging. We didn't want to act unilaterally. That would be patriarchal. I am standing here telling you to do it. We need it in writing, Greg says. Clause 11 subsection B. Verbal orders are considered pressure and are invalid. All approvals must be documented. I pull out my phone, fingers shaking. Type an email to the IT group. Fix the server now. Approved. Send. Sam hits refresh on his inbox. Received, he says. He types one command. Server comes back up. We were down for 45 minutes, I whisper. That's a breach of service level agreement. We followed the respect contract, Sam says. We respected the process, Ava. I walk away, feeling dizzy. They are sabotaging me, using my own words against me. But I can't admit it. Phase 3, the sales implosion. Week 4, business is bleeding. Omnicorp is furious about the downtime. They put us on probation. Maya's Mooncycle campaign for GaiaFlow launched. It went viral, but not in a good way. Twitter is roasting it for being pseudo-scientific nonsense. Sales are zero. I call a meeting with David. Sales, he walks in with a notepad, sits down. David, talk to me. Why haven't we closed the biohealth deal? It was a lunch meeting, David says. And the client, Mr. Anderson, is old school. Okay? He made a joke. What kind of joke? A wife joke. Something about how much she shops. I roll my eyes. Gross. And, well, usually I would fake laugh to keep the rapport, David says. But the contract, Clause 3, says we must actively dismantle patriarchal narratives in all professional settings. So I lectured him. I freeze. You lectured a potential $500K client? I told him his humor was rooted in economic misogyny and I couldn't be a bystander to it. He walked out. He actually threw his napkin on the table and left. David looks at me, eyes wide, innocent. Did I do the right thing, Ava? I felt like an ally. I feel a migraine starting behind my left eye, sharp stabbing pain. He's doing this on purpose. I know it, but I can't prove it. He followed the rules exactly. Get out, I whisper. Just get out. The escalation. I need to regain control. I feel the power slipping. The men are winning by doing exactly what I told them. I need an example. I need to show them that malicious compliance is still rebellion. I prowl the office, looking for a slip-up. I find Toby, the intern. He's in the supply closet, talking to Jessica, junior designer. He's handing her a box of heavy printer paper. I listen. Toby. Here, I got it. It's heavy. Jessica. Thanks, you guys are lifesavers. Toby. No worries, happy to help. Got him. Toby. I bark. He jumps, drops the box. Ring of paper splits open, sheets flying everywhere. Ava, did I just see you taking physical labor away from a female colleague? What? No, I was just helping. You assumed she was too weak to carry a box of paper. That is benevolence misogyny. And I lean in, smelling the fear on him. Jessica called you guysers, and you accepted it. You didn't correct her. You allowed gender-erasing language to stand unchallenged. Toby looks terrified. Ava, please. It's just paper. It's symbolic. I yell. You are fired. Effective immediately. Pack your things. Toby starts to cry. Actually cry. My credits. I won't graduate. My scholarship depends on this. Should have thought of that before you perpetuated the patriarchy, Toby. Security. 2 guards. Female, naturally, come and escort him out. Jessica looks horrified. Ava, I asked him to help. Don't defend him, Jessica. You have Stockholm Syndrome. I storm back to my office, send a company-wide Slack. Toby has been let go for repeated violations of the IERA. Let this be a reminder. We do not compromise on our values. The crash. 3 days later, Tuesday. I come in late. Mood is weird. It's too quiet. Karen is standing at my door. She looks pale, like grey. Ava, she whispers. We have a problem. What now? Did the coffee machine break again? She hands me a thick envelope. Courier delivered. Law offices of Stein, Goldberg and Hammer, biggest labor firm in the city. I open it. Class action complaint. Plaintiffs. Tobias Jenkins. Toby. Co-plaintiffs. Gregory Smith, Marcus Thorne, David Miller, Samuel Lee, basically every man in the building. Charges: 1. Gender discrimination, Title 7. 2. Hostile work environment. 3. Retaliation. 4. Constructive dismissal. 5. Coercion into illegal contracts. California Labor Code 432.5. I scoff, toss the papers on the desk. They can't sue. Clause 7. They waived their rights. Karen looks at me with pity. Ava. Corporate counsel just called. They resigned. What? You can't make employees waive their civil rights in an internal memo. It proves intent. The contract itself is the evidence against us. And they have recordings. My blood runs cold. Recordings. Toby recorded his firing. Greg recorded the server incident. Marcus recorded the budget meeting. They have hours of audio. They have you screaming at them to ignore data. They have you firing an intern for carrying a box. It's all on a website. I pull up the site. It's viral. Millions of views. Reddit front page. r/facepalm. r/legal advice. r/anti-work. Headlines: Woke CEO creates Handmaid's Tale for men. The most illegal contract in history. Intern fired for carrying paper. The Blushwave horror story. My phone starts ringing. It's the board. I answer the Zoom call. Camera on. I try to look composed. Fix my hair. Elena. Chairwoman. My mentor. The woman who gave me my first check is there. Robert. Investor is there. And Marcus. Marcus is on the call, sitting in his home office, wearing a suit. Ava. Elena says, voice like ice. We have reviewed the situation. The reputational damage is catastrophic. Omnicorp has terminated our contract. GaiaFlow is suing us for negligence. We are facing a $10 million class action lawsuit. I was fixing the culture. I plead. My voice sounds shrill, pathetic. I was dismantling the patriarchy. You were dismantling the company. Robert says, you created a segregationist regime. You bullied your staff. You ignored fiduciary duty for ideology. The board has voted. You are removed as CEO, effective immediately. For cause, meaning no severance. I gasp. You can't. This is my baby. I built this. You broke it. Elena says, we are appointing an interim CEO to handle the crisis. Marcus. I look at Marcus on the screen. He smiles. Not a warm smile, a cold, calculated smile. Thank you, Elena, Marcus says. My first act will be to rescind the IERA and rehire Toby and settle with the staff. We will pivot back to data-driven marketing. Logic will return to Blushwave. Marcus, you traitor, I scream. I empowered you. You silenced us, Ava, Marcus says calmly. And silence is a great place to plan a revolution. Goodbye. Screen goes black. Access denied. My email kicks me out. My Slack kicks me out. The smart lights in my office turn off. I sit in the dark, alone with my moss wall. The aftermath. I lose everything. The lawsuit pierces the corporate veil. They come after my personal assets for gross negligence. Bank accounts frozen. Range Rover repossessed. Landlord evicts me from the Vineyard estate. I become a pariah in the industry. No one will touch the respect contract lady. I move to a studio apartment in Oakland, sell my designer clothes to pay for ramen. 6 months later, I get a job, barista at a hipster coffee shop. Minimum wage plus tips. I wear a green apron. Name tag says Ava. It's a Tuesday, rainy. Door opens. A group of guys walk in. Suits, laughing, confident. It's the Blushwave sales team. David is there. Greg is there. And Toby. Toby looks great. New haircut, expensive watch. They don't see me at first. They are celebrating. To the record quarter. David cheers, and to Marcus for the bonus structure. They step up to the counter. Toby looks at me. He freezes. His smile fades. I want the floor to open up and swallow me. Hi, Toby, I whisper. He looks at my apron, then at my face. I wait for the mockery. I wait for him to quote the contract. He just looks sad. Pity. The worst emotion of all. Hey, Ava, he says softly. Can I get a latte? Oat milk? Sure. I make the coffee. My hands are shaking. I spill a little milk. I hand him the cup. That'll be $6.50. He taps his card. Then he reaches into his wallet, pulls out a $20 bill, puts it in the tip jar. Keep the change, he says. Good luck, Ava. They walk away, laughing again within seconds, talking about code and sales and quotas, the machinery of the world churning on without me. I look at the $20. It's more than I made in the last hour. I realized then I wasn't the hero of the story. I was just a glitch, and they patched me out